Hello viewers, today we take you to a place where some of India's biggest names in building and construction sector have come together under one place. Here, Baic, Building Architecture, Interior and Construction, along with the Association of Nagaland Architects, have created a platform that brings together builders, civil engineers, architects, interior designers, and industry experts into one platform. And today's event is an example of that. Its objective is to create meaningful collaborations, showcase innovative solutions, and promote knowledge sharing through panel discussions. This platform is not just an exhibition, it is an effort to connect an entire industry.
The Dimapur edition's landmark, Gathering for Innovation, is a significant milestone for the regional constructions fraternity. The event featured a comprehensive agenda designed to shape the future of the industry, including thought provoking expert panel sessions and industry discussions. Product showcases highlighting the latest innovative solutions and strategic networking opportunities for professionals to foster future collaborations.
Hi, this is Millie Sinha. I am the co-founder of Baic Exhibition and Events. Like Baic Connect is one of our connecting event for the main event, Baic Exhibitions, which used to held in Guwahati every year. And this time we are coming up on 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th December 2026 in Maniram Devan Trade Center. So this connecting event is like something different from the other exhibitions. So usually we try to connect all the people from the architecture industry, like all the architects, builders, engineers, contractors, interiors under one roof, so that they can connect and discuss and share their knowledge for the growth of each state. So we went to Shillong, we went to Itanagar, this is Dimapur. The third event we are planning this year, and the fourth is Dibrugarh, and the final is in Guwahati. So we are trying each and everyone from all the northeast people to come to Guwahati for the exhibition, which will be happening on December, and it will be like we will have more than 100 of brands from all over the India and other states also. So I welcome each and everyone so that they can come to Guwahati and be a part of our event.
Nagaland is rich in heritage and creativity, and it is important that our development continues to respect and reflect our unique identity. At the same time, embracing modern innovation. I would like to especially encourage the young professionals and architects present here today to continue striving for excellence, innovation, and sustainable practices. The future image of Dimapur and Nagaland will depend greatly on your vision and commitment. Of course, when we talk about architects, creativity comes first. And creativity strikes us when we talk about your works.
Baic is a 4 years old company in the market now. With a pledge of doing something unique and creative, we have come up in this market. Me and Millie, we have made this events and exhibition in Northeast with the vision of bringing all the brands from not only from Northeast, from all across the India. We've been chasing the brands everywhere to come and participate here. With the decades of experience in market, we finally landed to Assam, the northeast region of India, and then we created Baic. Baic is basically building architecture, interiors, and construction. Our vision is very clear to create a networking platform where we can all easily create, innovate, and sell. Our main focus basically into the segments, whatever comes in making the home, villa, with construction, sites, hotels, that everything comes under Baic. If you can see, this is a little brochure at my back where you can find all the segments. So we cover everything, buildings, whatever comes in making buildings, whatever comes in making bridges, everything we have inculcated in under the banner of our exhibition. Baic is a platform where you can easily connect with the stalwarts of the industry. Every year, we actually come up with new ideas of promotion, ideas of activations, ideas of networking, where we itself created a lot of events in the exhibition like Baic Connect, okay, where we have invited we make sure that all the architects, builders, construction, contractors, everyone comes under the one banner. Since it's been since 4 years, hundreds of brands trusted here, not only from the surroundings from Dubai, we have brought the brand in Guwahati, in Assam, from Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Most of the company trusted us from the interior, building, architecture, all the sites, and they have come and participated with us. And
Architecture and design form the bedrock of our built environment. It shapes the world that we inhabit. It is a multidisciplinary and collaborative field where we work closely with engineers, clients, contractors, and many other stakeholders to achieve growth and success in this industry, apart from many other factors like talent, skill, hard work, discipline, etc. One key component which propels our growth and success in this field is networking and building connections. A platform such as this gives us an opportunity to build connections with clients, peers, industry experts, and meet mentors from whom we can learn.
Nagaland is the lungs of India. But it was not just Nagaland which we see here, but also the Nagaland which we are going to see, the muddy roads, the landslide, the remote destinations, and the unpredictable conditions which we could imagine. So we thought we were going to come and build in Nagaland. But slowly we saw that it was not us who was building Nagaland, but Nagaland was building us. They taught us how to plan for projects, they taught us how to deliver the project, and that's how we did it.
As one of Northeast India's most dynamic industry platforms, BAIC Connect brings together a diverse group of stakeholders, including architects, interior designers, builders, contractors, engineers, developers, and product manufacturers. The event served as a catalyst for meaningful dialogue, professional collaboration, and the exchange of innovative ideas within the built environment. BAIC, Builders, Architects, Interiors and Construction, is a premier platform dedicated to connecting professionals and promoting innovation within the construction ecosystem of Northeast India. Through signature events like BAIC Connect and the flagship BAIC Expo Guwahati, the organization continues to strengthen the professional ecosystem and foster a culture of excellence.
Stakeholders of the industry who collaboratively can make a product, make a development. So here we are today very fortunate to have architects, engineers, policymakers, and many more.
When we say building the future of Nagaland, here we are talking about the holistic development of the state, not only in terms of its physical infrastructure, but the social fabric, the preservation of the cultural identity, overall improvement of quality of life for all sections of the society, that is planning for inclusiveness. Now, talking about the various issues and challenges, starting right from the grassroots level, uh, we all know that Nagaland is a landlocked state, and the scope of development is somewhat limited, but that doesn't stop us from pursuing further and venturing out or looking out for opportunities or um, for developing options,
When we talk about a holistic development, I think we need to set a proper ambience to have any programs, any development. Now, when you say ambience, it would cover a political atmosphere conducive to conduct business, to carry out any developmental programs. There should be a proper infrastructure, perhaps which the government with whom we design can to provide should also. Once we have these settings done, then I think we should be willing to accept any development, collaborate with the vendors, the users, and also the government. One of the biggest challenges, as Madam would say, is our land holding system. See, the state government owns just 3% of the land, out of which maybe about 1% of the land belongs to the forest and mine. So what is the land? See, we talk about the bringing a protect and need to be implemented to the ground. Now, where is the land? So this kind of scenario creates a lot of user experience and also delay the projects.
I observe, like even in the field of development and construction and infrastructure, that the rate of technological change is almost at decade or even less. Probably in Nagaland we are still stuck in those 70s and 80s way of coming up with our infrastructure. So where our road doesn't survive a monsoon, where our offices are built in such a way, very colonial perspective way of building construction of government offices and buildings where you don't have a proper lobby for the public whom you are serving. You don't have a proper washroom for public to while attending the office. You don't have those facilities, or you have a dingy corridor where you don't feel like you are visiting offices. So the perspective of building or constructing those buildings have been mostly from the perspective of Babu's ideas, not from the perspective of users or the public or from the perspective of services. So those things have to be changed.
In Nagaland, we are talking our first three panelists. We are also talking about DPRs. Now, to make a standard DPR, we need some basic things. Like the first step, let's say the first step of the site, we have to see the soil testing. Yes, the soil test. Now, I need to get one basic data. That is the bearing capacity of the soil. Now, bearing capacity of the soil, I need to find the C value, phi value technically, let's say. Now, in Nagaland, I am actually quite surprised. Still, we have so many technically qualified people, engineers, architects. We have a lot of people. We have business people also. Then why I am not seeing these firms, these NABL accredited labs, which will at least give me which will do the standard penetration test and give me the soil penetration, the soil bearing capacity. Now, with the bearing capacity only, I can design the foundation. Without that, the structural engineer, the architect, No, that is the starting point of the projects. Now, when we don't have the ecosystem where I can even find out the bearing capacity of the soil, this has to grow in Nagaland.
I would like to stress on the coordination in executing a project. So I'll just share my 2 cents on what I do.
Sure.
So from my perspective, from my experience, one biggest improvement can come from an early stage alignment. When I say an early stage alignment, when the design intent and the budget, expectations and the execution feasibilities are discussed together at the beginning, many challenges can be avoided later. I'm talking about, a building project. So from my perspective, a practical approach would be to, involve the contractors early on, absolutely not to interfere with the design, but to ensure that what is proposed is, efficiently buildable within the local environment, the local conditions. And I strongly feel that if we can strengthen this coordination at the start of any project, we can reduce delays, avoid reworks, and improve the overall, the standards, improve the overall efficiency of any projects for all the stakeholders.
Design is more than design. It's a thoughtful process. We design with intention, driven by the way people live, feel, and connect. Baic has grown to become one of Europe's most trusted and admired home improvement brands.
When it comes to AI, be it in the planning construction or in the design layouts or management or processing data, AI has covered in all those domains. Now, before we celebrate the solution, let us acknowledge the problem. If you see this diagram, you see how architecture design is being gone from step to step, from design ideation to step friction, to waiting for renders, to review, to modify, and then you wait again. So if you see the traditional workflow, it is very long and tedious. But when it comes to AI, we are reducing all the hours of technical labor.
Uttarakhand Group was founded in the year 2004 with a legacy of over 2 decades. Uttarakhand Group has successfully delivered over 1 million square feet of high quality living space ranging from premium units to luxurious gated estates. We are really proud to let everyone know that one of our flagship project, Uttarakhand Green, has recently been awarded with the best residential project for mid-segment non-metro areas by the Economic Times. So actually the mission of our group is to provide everyone with transparent first-hand access to premium real estate investment opportunities for the people who prioritize quality and long-term value. Real estate is full of investment opportunities, and those opportunities become successful only when your investment grows with time. And that's what our group provides. So basically our vision is to bridge the gap between aspirational living and reality so that we can build a community where trust and architectural excellence drive the future of Northeast's urban landscape.
So in different states, so we studied different tribes. And it was very interesting study because it was not just architecture, it was an architect with a kind of a botanist who specialized in bamboo and anthropologist. So you look at house form from these three different perspectives. And in Nagaland, they studied the Angami tribe, and they studied the historical background. I won't get into a lot of detail, but settlement pattern, impact on house form, the house pattern. It was kind of a very interesting study. And, at that time, it was quite a long time ago, 2007, 8. So a study like this had never been conducted before. And also looking at, how the houses, the house form was used spatially and which times of day, different parts of the house was used. Very interesting to correlate the anthropology with the architecture. Somehow it never saw the day of light. So that was my sort of introduction to Nagaland. But coming back to architecture, one question that always intrigued me about architecture ever since I was a student was where does form come from? Architecture is a lot about form. So what is form? In first year, we learned form, space, order. I think there are a lot of architects here. I hope. So yeah, form, space, order, everybody knows about. And then later on, you know, form follows function. When you got into practice, you realize that form follows finance. And then when you go a little bit, beyond, form follows fiasco. Oscar Niemeyer, I really respect his work. So he says form follows beauty. But something, about where you are in the world, which part of the world you are in, I think has a very deep impact on, what the form should be. How the topography is, how the hills are, how slopey it is, also should have an impact on it, and then for the climate. So form could be a result in the most basic level, a result responding to the geography, topography, and climate. So that I call, context, and therefore I have this thesis called form follows context. So context for me is not just, it's not just climate, it's not just site boundary, it's not, surrounding buildings. Context is also topography, of course, in this context, and then water systems and drainage, ecology and vegetation, culture and collective memory, social practices, ethical responsibility. So when I'm teaching in Ahmedabad, I always make it a point to really go very deep into the context. So we start defining the context from, based on scale. So we look at global context, we look at regional context, we look at local context, and then we come to site context, not just, just immediate, and then we start designing there. So what I try to say is the architectural form is shaped by its context, emphasizing the dynamic response to the surrounding environment rather than imposing a predetermined design. I'll read this again. At our studio, we prioritize adapting to the context, especially in hilly terrains. By connecting with it holistically through the projects in our office, PPA, we demonstrate how our approach attempts to integrate with the site's topography, resulting in a built form that harmonizes with the surroundings. So this lecture will explore the symbiotic relationship between architecture and context, highlighting how built forms are informed by the environments. So coming to our topography, it's not dissimilar to yours. I think it's very very similar to this. So we have Nepal in front of us, let's say, and you have the high mountains there and to the plains of Bihar. We talked about this, not we, but you talked about this in the panel discussion about this being very seismically active. We are hit by the Bay of Bengal current, and that results in the windward side facing a lot of
Hi, good evening. My name is Nenjoti Das. I'm representing Fenesta UPVC windows and door system here. So I'm very happy to be here, happy to connect with the architects interior and the platform that has been given to us and all the people, all the stakeholders over here. This is, I believe, a very unique opportunity and very helpful for the people to understand the basics of the construction and what is required and the future plan to go ahead. So very happy, looking forward for the event in Guwahati. I'll be there, our company will be there. Thank you so much.
Today I'm here at the Baic Connect event in Dimapur at JP Park. This is an incredible event that Baic has come up with, and I come from the execution side of construction. So today I've come here and met a lot of people, experts from the ecosystem, architects, engineers, senior architects, engineers, suppliers, and even policymakers. So this kind of event, what I feel is like I strongly feel like this has to happen more often, because right now in our state in Nagaland, what I see is the ecosystem is totally fragmented. People are working in silos. So, there is very less coordination. So, coordination, I think, will only come with trust and, and the mindset. So, when we come together, discuss about the ecosystem, what I've seen the outcome of this Baic event is that people got to understand the grievances that's actually happens, in the field. Especially as I come from the execution part, the challenges that I face with my team is like it becomes very difficult for us to coordinate with our fellow architects and engineers when they when they are not involved in the project in entirety till the end. Because what I've seen, the normal way how we do construction, especially in the private sector, is like the architects will do the designs, the structural designs, and all this stuff will be done, and it goes to the contractor. So there are very high chances of the contractor messing it up, right? So with my prior experience on these areas, I advocate a lot on collaboration and coordination till the last. So this kind of events only can give us the stage, give us the platform to talk about all these issues. So it's a thumbs up to Baic Connect for organizing such an incredible event, and the event has really pushed everyone to consider, especially in this area of how to come together and be more efficient in what we deliver as professionals. Yeah, thank you very much.
Baic. It's not just an event, it is a thought. A platform where the future of construction was discussed by intellectual individuals from different walks of life, with a thought to make India's construction and the interior industry globally competitive. Thousands of professionals, hundreds of brands, one shared dream. A dream to build a better built environment together. Thank you for watching. This is Rakovi Pohena reporting for Doordarshan Kendra, Kohima.